So now we start cranking that up and you can see, ta-da, that pretty much removed all the markers exactly like we want them to. The next step, what we have to do is remove the markers from our faces, which is fairly simple if you marked your face right. Let's come over to the compositing, check use nodes, and then we're going to get rid of this renders layer for now and add in an input image. And then we're going to open up our image sequence of our background we rendered earlier. Remember, sort it in ascending order from frame 1. Open, and with the node wrangler on, if you have the node wrangler, just go to preferences, add-ons, type in node, and we want node wrangler. You can press Control, Shift, and then click, and then that gives you a viewer node, and then you can see this behind you. A backdrop, you can toggle it up here, and then V is zoom out, and Alt V is zoom in. If you hold Alt and middle click, you can move that around. Okay, so for this, we're actually going to need a mask. So we've got this ready, but we need to actually make our masks. So let's go back over to our motion tracking, and here we don't need that right now. Alt A to deselect everything, and then come up to tracking, and then select mask, add in a circle. It's going to drop it over here wherever the 2D cursor was. Let's just drag this up here. So this is, it's just mask. You can rename it up here, but we'll just keep that for mask now because it's going to be the only one, hopefully, that we'll have to do. So I'm just going to shape it up here and then Alt S and then scale out. This is your feather. So I'm going to scale out that feather like this. And then I'm going to carefully try to select that tracking marker around it. So I'm just going to try over here. Nope, that deselected it. If you deselect everything, you can always hover over, press L to select all linked. I'm going to try this again. There we go. So with both of these selected, Control P to parent. And now if you play, you can see, oh, look at that. That mask is following that tracker. So what I'm going to do now, go back to frame 1, select this one, Shift D to duplicate and move that here. With both of these selected, Control P to parent, and now you have that one parented. And so I'm going to do this through all of the trackers, and this is very tedious, so of course, I'm going to speed it up. Okay, so we have something that looks like this, and all of those masks are tracked there. And now you can see, though, that these are disabled because those tracking markers are disabled. So what I'm going to do actually is just delete those masks. Now, what you would normally need to do is, if you wanted to track those, you would need to add keyframes and then move them off the screen. But I'm not going to go over that in this tutorial. I got to save something for my course. By the way, this course, this is the free part of the course, Zombie Face. You can find that at Gumroad, or eventually my courses.blenderfrenzy.com. Learn a whole bunch of things on how to do this Zombie Face stuff. I got a lot more stuff in there. I've got a skull that you can use for your projects. That I made myself. So yeah, go check that out. But I'm just going to leave all of these markers. The ones that get disabled, I'm just going to delete those. Okay, so then this also is, but you'll see the general principle anyway with all of the markers that I have now. Okay, so we've got all of our markers. Let's go on over back to our compositing. Now we have a mask that we can use to mask things out. So we're going to add in an input mask, and then choose mask here, and then we can look at see what we have. This is our mask, and as we move this, you can see that's moving like it's supposed to. All right, so then next we're going to add in a converter set alpha, and then we're going to not plug that in the image, but we're going to plug that into the alpha. So let's connect our image to it, or our image sequence, and now you can see all of the markers on our face. But we don't want this like this. We want to actually invert this, and you'll see why here in a second. So we've got color, invert, and place that right there. Now we have holes in our faces where our markers were, which is just fine because all we have to do is come in and add in a filter in paint node, drop that in, and then just start cranking that up, and you should see magic happen, except for the fact that you don't. Because I think I placed this in the wrong spot. Okay, so let's move this over here. Aha, there we go. So now we start cranking that up, and you can see, ta-da! That pretty much removed all the markers exactly like we want them to. Of course, except for the markers that I didn't animate. If you can still see, let's zoom in here. Oh, that's the wrong way. If you can still see, well, so you can kind of see that there. Let's bump that up a little bit more. Like on the nose here, you can kind of see these pinch marks. What you can do is blur that a little bit. So you can take this and add in a filter blur, pop that on there. Whoops, I didn't want to duplicate that. And then a fast Gaussian, and then let's just do something like 5. And you see that blurs the whole image, but we don't want to blur the whole image, so let's go ahead and add in a color. You can either do an alpha over or a mix. Let's try alpha over. And we're going to put that on the alpha over. We're going to take our unblurred in-painted image, put that in on the bottom, and then for the factor, use our mask. There we go. So now, if you can see, we have, if we unplug this, we have our blurred image only affecting where our mask is on top of the white image. And of course, if we just lay it over on top of our, not our main image, our in-painted image. There we go. And then that gets rid of a lot of those pinches that you see there. So if you're liking what you see so far, please consider supporting me by going over to Gumroad and purchasing the full course Zombie Face. It's a starter pack here. It's a pre-order, so pre-order at $15, which is half off $30 for now. But it includes a whole bunch of different things. We're going to depth camera tracking. You get a skull. I've modeled a skull for you to use in your 3D object environment. You fit it to your head and to your face, and you can paint it on, and it will create negative spaces, so you have like eye sockets and stuff. It's really cool. There's also an occlusion mask there that I'll include, and I'll teach you how to make an occlusion mask to fit your own face. We also got a moving jaw here, so I'll teach you how to rig up that jaw to where it moves with your mouth. We've got a whole bunch of extras too, 2D masking, cutting out holes in your head, putting clean plates behind there, making brains. I'll show you how to do all this. Color grading your skin, making it more of a decayed look like a zombie, and even matching the shadows of your original contour of your face and casting that onto your zombie face. So all of that is 50% off now. Again, pre-order only. Right now, the creation of the course will depend on how many people are interested and how many pre-orders I receive. The deadline is October 29th, which is 2 weeks from today. Well, 2 weeks from a couple days ago. But yes, please consider supporting me, and hopefully I will see you over there.